So this is a nice achillea. It's called Achillea crassicoma grandiflora. It has a lovely, not pure white flower, but quite a nice one. But what I like about this one is the leaf. It has a really nice leaf. Now it can become a big plant, as you can see from here, but it's brilliant. I love it. And if you've got supports, plant supports of any kind, I'd probably use them on it. Now this supports itself really because it's leaning against other plants. It's in the fence. This bit here might need a bit of sorting out as it gets bigger. Once the seed heads or the flower heads themselves get bigger, then they do tend to flop down, as the right one is doing now. And what I'll do is just simply clip those back. But a very nice one to have. This is just the ordinary bronze fennel. So Funiculum vulgare, nice one. Love the soft look and soft texture of this one. Really nice. And to the left of it, we've got this. This is a phlomis called Phlomis italica, and the bees love it. Let's show you that. Look at that. The bees absolutely love this plant. It's the perfect shaped flower for them. So the bees love this one. You can see the flower is designed for bees. Beautiful. Nice colour as well. And it's very, very soft and furry. And this is one of the plants that can look a bit sickly early in the year. It can look this almost horrible paler colour. The one at the back there. It can look a bit sickly. It's really nice. Phlomis italica. I've just taken some cuttings off that one actually. About 4 or 5 cuttings. Easy to do. In fact, while it was flowering, I wasn't even bothered about the flowers, but what I do tend to do is I'll find a section like this section here, a bit longer usually. I wait for a section to get a bit longer, which I did, and then you clip them off, take out the tip, and put it in compost, and just wait for the magic. So this plant grows, or flowers, on this year's wood, as you can see, or this year's new growth, and that's what it's doing here. And it's a nice one, and I did cut it back down last year. Well, some of them actually flop onto the driveway, so I've cut them back, and I actually took the cuttings from there. I've left them 3 alone, and I can't decide whether I'm going to chop it all the way down this year after it's flowered and let it start again, or whether I'm just going to let it continue and just selectively remove bits and bobs of it. You just got to wait. That's gardening. This is Dorma ammonicum. And I moved it at the back end of last year. Now usually that flower is probably 4 times bigger than that. I actually prefer it a little bit smaller like this. It's nice because it doesn't flop like it would normally as a big plant. But it's weird. If you're looking for weird and unusual, that's the one that'll probably float your boat. It floats mine. So we've got this Pinus mugo. I've cut the candles off of it. I'll show you what I mean by candles in a minute. I've cut the candles off of it and reshaped it. In fact, there's a lot of clearing up to do. But before we go there, I've got to show you this. I've had an operation on my hand, and that's why I've not been doing much filming. It's been difficult because I've been sorting the garden out in preparation for this, and I've got 2 weeks of doing nothing in the garden. I don't think that's really going to happen, but we'll try not to overdo it. But I can't afford to rip the stitches, so I'm going to have to do jobs selectively. Now this is a nice Veronica. This is Veronica, and we think it's a Shirley Blue seedling. A friend of mine gave me it as a little plant, really, as a seedling. Again, look, let's show you some of the little bees. Love this one. Where is it? Where's it gone? It's difficult. This camera don't want to behave today. Where's that bee gone? There it is. Little bee there. Busy as a bee. And it's a lovely colour. So Shirley Blue is a little bit lighter than this, so it's quite dark. So I've taken some cuttings because I know people like this one. and hopefully we'll be able to sell them. So hopefully we'll have some of those available. Well, at some point. Here's Amish, look, he's following me around. He's been at my feet since I started filming. Right, mate. There you go. Lovely. Things are looking good in the gravel area. Everything's doing well. Everything. This is Cortaderia richardii. This one here. I show this one every year. It's beautiful. And it's about to flower. In fact, it's starting to send up a flower now. If you can spot it in the background. Just back there somewhere, there's a flower. Just about, or a seed head. Okay, let's call it a seed head. And they're going to look great this year. There's loads this year. This is going to look so beautiful. And I love this plant. Oh, this grass. You know I like ornamental grasses. They are my favourite after all. In fact, while we're here, let's show you this bit. China clover. Now, I think I might have found some seeds. Very rarely do I ever, in fact, never do I find seeds from this. But because of the hot start we've had to the year, I think I found some. Now, I'm a bit unsure at the moment because they are looking a little bit like the pheasant tail grass, the seedlings, but they do have that similar look. So we're just going to have to wait and see. There's a bit of weeding to do in this border. It's annoying for me because I've only got access to my left hand, and you usually use both hands obviously for weeding out, because I like to dig them out with an hand trowel, so I make sure that I get the roots as well. But I think I'm going to have to persevere with this border. I would like to get this border sorted out in the next couple of weeks because there's a lot of weeds about. Oh, it looks brilliant here. I've just caught it. Sometimes you just catch the garden at the right view. And that looks really, really nice. That cloud pruned Taxus baccata, which is one called David, needs a little bit of trimming. I've been getting it bigger and bigger each year, or allowing it to get bigger and bigger each year, and it's doing it now. It's looking good. What I really ought to do is I really ought to bend these branches a bit, get them splayed out more. But it's looking good nevertheless. Very nice. Foxgloves. Foxgloves, we're having a good year for foxgloves, but small. They're not as tall as they usually are. And that's, I think, because of the hot start we had. Too hot for them, I think. But this has got a really nice throat on it. Really nice. Some have really nice throats and some are rubbish. Now, this is just the ordinary Persicaria types that I have here. And obviously they send up creams and whites as well. I don't have anything fancy really, apart from the one that we used to call Stewartii, which we've now found out isn't Stewartii. Bit annoying for me, but you know, this is a lovely plant. Everybody wants this when they come to the garden, but I can't supply them it because first of all, I forget about it early on, which is when I should be dividing it, and secondly, it's a sterile plant, so it never produces any viable seed whatsoever. I like the look of it at the minute. In fact, I probably prefer that look as opposed to when it will send out the pink tops. And they won't be long now before they come out. They all come out from the top just pink. Half of it will remain as it is and half of it will be pink. And that goes by, I think now, 3 different names. So I shall put the name on the screen for you, show you what I call it. This is a great grass, but one that's sold with a warning. It does spread, so don't put it in a border that isn't easy to control. In fact, don't put it in a border at all. Do not bother, because it will run a mile. That's Lamus arenarius. You will see that one actually in seaside towns, in sand dunes. That's where it grows naturally, and it has this corn or wheat like looking seed, and I like that as well. Now, it can seed around. I've never found one from the seeds. Never, ever have I found one. And this one's been in here as a plant, not in this location, but as a plant. It's been in here 4 to 5 years now. And I've never found them at other gardens I've been in either. Never seems to seed. But you don't need to worry about that because it's easy to split. The one you should get if you want to put it in your garden is this one here. This is Elymus magellanicus. Beautiful. The bluest of the blues by a mile. And it produces a blue seed, as you can see there, but it will go more straw coloured. Very small plant. The 2 on the left are self-sets. The one on the right is the parent plant. and I don't find many babies. In fact, let's have a look round while we're on with this, see if we can find any, because they will be starting to push up if there is any. No, can't see any, but what I do see are lots of weeds. It's a good year for the weeds now. Oh, look at this. Oh, another one come out. It's beautiful, this one. If you can get hold of this poppy, I think it's called Amazing Grey. And it is the most wonderful colour. And I can't remember where I bought it from. I honestly cannot remember where I got it from. Probably Beth Chatto's, knowing me. But I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there's another achillea here. Might as well show you it because it's looking very nice. Pollinated by flies, mainly. And it's all over. It's the same plant, and this is its failing. This moonshine, it flops. The flowers flop all over. I've actually contained it, but they've got out. I've obviously not contained it enough. There's Persicaria behind there. Oh, look, there's a big weed in there. God, that annoys me. Like I say, I've got to weed out this border at some point. That Persicaria is called Red Dragon, and it gets taller than that. Very well behaved as well. People worry about Persicarias. You shouldn't, because it's a good one. And what will happen is it'll grow, and it'll grow up and up and up, flower, and then it dies back obviously in autumn, and it dies back into the central clump. Now the central clump will get bigger year in year, but it never becomes a problematic plant. A very nice one. These are quite good. I've got these, well, I've got a couple of them, 2 different types they are. Now, this is Nepeta nuda, just the ordinary basic boring one. And the other one behind it, I'm trying to think, it refers to gypsy in some way, I can't remember now. I'll look the name up, but this is a different one. It's more purpley coloured than the one I've just shown you, than this one, in the stem and in the leaf. I can't see that difference at the minute, it looks the same to me. But I'm sure it will be. Oh, we didn't tell you about the candles. So these are candles. These are candles on conifers. And they produce them at this time of year, and then they flower. They produce cones, as you can see. But the flower, if I can find one, is typical, innit? Can't find one when I want one. There was loads on it about a month ago, but they've gone. Anyway, they pollinate themselves, and what you must do if you want to keep it in check, this plant, is you either remove completely this new growth right down to there, or you can cut it in half like I did on the other plant, and that keeps it in check. But what I'm doing with them is I'm giving them a bit of time, because I'm wanting it to produce a taller shrub for me here, and a wacky shrub. Looking good, that, actually. I've been working on that one since I planted it, and it's now starting to look good. The borders are doing really well. I'll not tell you about every single flower, because I'm sure it gets on your nerves. Oh, we've got some of the Shirley poppies about to come out. That red one down there, that's a Shirley poppy. The real pretty ones, and I've left loads of them in this year. They're all over this year, you can see, everywhere. So hopefully we'll get some nice colours, because you do out of those. Here's a good Phyllictrum. I put this in last year. This one's called Phyllictrum Black Stockings. And it's called that because the stems, they're black. But other ones have black stems as well. But I think because this is so short, that being 3.5 foot, maybe 4 foot, that they tend to stand out a bit more. And it's a great plant. I love it. I love all Phyllictrums. I've got several in the garden, several varieties. I like this one because of that colour, but it intensifies because when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing the black of the fence in the background, so it looks even better. Unfortunately, I planted it close to this sand cherry. I'd actually forgot about the Phyllictrum. I forgot it was there, so it's grown quite close to it. So once it's done its thing, I shall lift it. Once the flowers are done, I'm not going to wait for it to seed around. I'll lift it, and if I can, I'll divide it, get myself a few more free plants, and put it further away from the sand cherry, because it's just too close. Everything's growing well. Everything's doing so good now because we've had quite a lot of rain. Don't know if you've had a lot of rain, but we've had a lot of rain over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and the sun that we had initially boosted the plant's growth to start with, and now it's just doing brilliant. let me show you this. Right, it's a bit of a joke with me and Kathy, this. Kathy's always said that I ain't got a heart, which is probably true. So she said that I had a swinging brick as a heart. so I put this up to sort of demonstrate that maybe she's right. It's just a brick, a swinging brick on this tree. So that's a little bit of an ongoing joke with me and Kathy. Japanese garden's looking okay. Not a lot to say about that. Looking good. I've got a few more aces now. Oh, well, a couple more aces that I got from my friend who sadly died. And that was one of his, the purple one. And I've got, what, one there. And then another one at the back. And I've got two more now. I don't think they're going to come in here, to be honest. I just don't think it's going to happen. Because it's just too open. It's not got enough shade now. But overall, it's looking good. It's starting to mature now. There's some plants behind and shrubs behind as well that are going to be pretty good once they start growing. I've got this, this weed annoys me. There's weeds all over in here and it's a bit of a spreader. There's nothing I can do about it but keep pulling it. So when I see it, I pull it, but obviously I've not been able to pull this because this wasn't on the top of my list because I was having the operation on my hand. So I left them alone, but I will get back in there, get those out, because it does make it look messy. If you're looking for a really weird plant, go for this type of polygonotum, and it's called verticilliatum or ciliatum. I'll put the name on screen. In fact, let's show you it here. It's a bit worn away, so maybe you won't be able to see it properly. Verticilliatum. Oh, where are we? Yeah, I'll put it on screen because that's not showing very well, but it's a lovely plant. Not like your typical polygonotums, which are all getting eaten away at the minute by the sawfly. This one doesn't seem to suffer it. It's a bit skinnier. I don't think they like it. It's not got enough meat on its bones for them to eat, but it has a lovely leaf, as you can see there. Oh. Now, while I walk around the garden, I'm looking for seedlings all the time. And look, we found a Brunera. That's a weed, that one. And also, this is what we have to be careful. And I remember I had a great big pheasant tail grass in here that I finally took out. And what happens is it produces thousands of seedlings. Let's show you. Now, that's one of the downsides to that plant. But if you're a nurseryman, that's a good thing because it's producing some good plants. They'll all look slightly different. And again, I would be selecting out the stronger looking ones, which is really good, but it's just producing too many. And it'll be, if you're having this plant, just be careful because I've said many times it is a successful seeder. In fact, look, they're all over the place. I don't care. I don't mind that. I can sort that. I can deal with it. There's loads under here. Some of them I will keep. And like I say, some I will take out. There you go, look at that. Loads of them. And I'll throw most of them away. You must be heartless and get rid of them. But I won't do too much today. It's actually better to wait till they get a bit taller. And you can see them all and then you can pull them dead easily at that point. This is a Valeriana officinalis, and the scent is amazing. Let me have a sniff. Oh yeah, that is really, really nice. It smells lovely. And it's a perennial. Seeds around, supposedly. I know it does seed around, to be honest. But typically, I never find any at Grassy Bottom. Just don't find them. So that's a bit annoying for me. Typical. So this is a fern. Erythrosora, an orangey looking one, very small. It doesn't seem to like it here. I'm considering moving that. I've been keeping my eye on it and I'm considering that I may move it. And again, look, pheasant tail grass, look, gotta watch for them. There's hundreds and hundreds. So if you're not into much maintenance, probably avoid that grass. I love it, one of my favourites again. So we'll deal with that as and when I need to. The roses, let's show you from up here. I'll show you again when we get down there. Look at the roses on that pergola down there. This year I've never seen so many roses in this garden, and the size of them are massive. They're all producing big roses. In fact, this was new in at the end of last year, and look at the size of these ones, and again down to the start we've had. Beautiful. That's Gertrude Jekyll, and the scent is amazing. Now I need to tidy this one up at the base. We're going to lose all of that. Remember, you need to deadhead. Don't forget to deadhead your roses. Simply snap them off. I put them in a bucket usually. Snap them off, and then it'll keep flowering for you. And also remember, with roses, a lot of people forget this, they like water at the feet. They like lots of water. And feed, don't forget to feed them, but water is equally as important. It's a lovely rose. Geraniums are doing well. I think that's Sirac, I'm not sure. Full of bees as well. Very good, sturdy, upright. Once it goes over, what I tend to do is just chop it back and it starts again, like most geraniums do. So there's a Veronicastrum, and we think it's one called Fasciation. I will know more when it grows, because Fasciation tends to have a lot of flowers that flatten out, hence the term Fasciation, which it's called. Now, let's have a look, see if oh yeah, it probably is. There you go. Now you can't make that out, but I can see that that is flattened. See that flattening of the stem? It's a bit of a, I don't know, it's the DNA goes wrong, whereas that one is normal. So rather than the original plantsman destroying it, he's obviously kept it and called it Fasciation, because it still produces a nice plant. I've now got several Veronicastrums, and I love them. They go well with my grasses, and the flowers are amazing. They can take 3 or 4 years to get themselves properly established, and that one's been in there 3 years now. It takes a while, but eventually they get there, and they reward you with that. Let's have another look from here. That cloud pruning needs sorting out again. That's Taxus baccata David. Unusual choice to do, but looks good. But I must get in there again soon, clip it back, decide whether I'm going to lose any of them, because sometimes you can have too many. So by losing 1 or 2 of the actual clouds, it will improve its look. Oh, Eryngium. Oh, that's going to look good this year. Last year it was rubbish. It's one of my seedlings I just grew from seeds. Nothing special. It's just Borgatii, but it looks like it's going to be good this year. It will go bright blue. Hopefully we'll get enough sunshine to actually make that happen, and apparently we are going to get that next week. So I look forward to that. There's Bergenias, the big fat-leaved things, or flat-leaved plant down there with a bit of colour of red in there. That one is Bressingham Ruby. And the colours you see are the colours it will go in autumn. The reason it's sending out a few of them, because it's just what they do. I'll show you another one up here called David. This one looks good. This is what they do as well in autumn. They all have this kind of leaf in autumn, some better than others. David is quite a big one now. It's been put in here at the back end of last year, so it's doing all right, but the leaf will get huge in the end. This Stachys, I'll put the name on it because I keep forgetting the name on this one. It was terrible last year. It was very, very diseased. Wasn't happy at all. You probably know them as lamb's ears. And you can see they're very furry. And it was full of disease for the last 3 years since I put it in, and I was about to abandon it. This year they were all coming out and going, but they must have heard me saying that and they've come back good. I'm putting it down to the weather again. Oh, there's a little spider in there. If you can make that spider out, sat there. It'd be like having a fur coat on for that spider, because it's very, very furry. Lovely to touch. So it's doing all right. So obviously it's the weather, because we've had a lovely hot start. A more unusual Stachys, but a good one. Lavenders. I love lavenders. Look at that. Doesn't that just make a nice pretty picture? That lavender. And that's Hidcote Blue. A 3 or 4 year old plant now. And flowering lovely. Remember to prune them at the right time. Do not go into old wood. Just cut the new wood. they'll go on for several years before finally you need to remove them if they get too woody. But just keep on top of them early enough and you should be able to keep that indefinitely. Carry on down here, see what's going on. This Miscanthus is looking good. That's the white one, or a white one. Nice. My Eupatorium, skinny mini, is starting to look good. It's quite early for the Eupatoriums. It's going to be another month and a half before they really push up properly. Got some good plants in here now. So this is an Astrantia, and the flower head is amazing on this one. See if we can get close up. There you go. And it's called Dark Desire. Because of the leaves, you can see it has a more darker leaf. Beautiful. And that was found up in Yorkshire, in Halifax, by a nurseryman there, who's a pretty good nurseryman. He discovered that, and I love it. Now, this area, just for reference, there's a lot of soil showing because I've dug out loads and loads of seedlings that I believe to be Verbena McDougallii that I used to have here is now gone. And I found seedlings, so I'm hoping it is, but it could equally be this Bampton. It could be Verbena Bampton, which that one is, because they both look very similar as babies. In fact, let me show you. Let's show you. There you go. Look, there's a seedling. Where's the seedling? There it is. That's the seedling. And not showing enough colour yet. As it gets bigger, we'll know if it's Bampton because it'll go that dark colour. Bamboo's looking good still. Obelisk. You're looking for a good non-invasive bamboo. Fargesia obelisk. You can see the base. I've had this one in here 3 years and it just gets better and better. Beautiful. Don't be afraid of the height. I was talking to someone a couple of days ago and they were talking about the height of bamboos. I said, don't worry about the height. That's fine, they can go up to where they want to go. Just worry about the spread. Fargesias are just clumping. So year on year the clump will get bigger, which is brilliant because eventually you should be able to remove some of it and pot it up or give it away or put it in another part of your garden. I don't know what you want to do, but any of those. This bamboo here that I told you about some time ago, a couple of videos ago, I said it's looking off colour. I've now fed it. It is starting to recover. You won't think so looking at this, but it is starting to recover. Looking good. It's got good growth on it. And again, it's a clumper, big clumper. That's what you've got to remember. This one is Robusta. And one called for, or a variety called Formidable. So from that name, you can imagine it's going to be a big one, but as in a clumper. You can see the base of it looking good. So I would chop some of that out. Yeah, it's a bit of hard work to get it out, but you can chop some of that out, give it to your friends again, or you can make a nice hedge out of it. It's good for that. And to the left of it, here's my Miscanthus Lutaria riparis. I just love that. I do honestly love that grass. It gets so tall. It will make 20 foot, I think, this year. Hopefully make 20 foot this year. It should be lovely. It's doing well. And when it gets taller, I've said before, get ready for the next show of what it does. Oh, there's a big root. There's a big weed here. I'll get this big one while I'm here because I can pull that one. Bloody weeds. Don't they annoy you? Anyway, so look at the base. Can you see that lovely purpley colour? Well, that will continue all the way up the stem and it gradually loses its lower leaves and produces that plummy colour all the way up before we get to the end of the season. Looks good. Oh, look, more euphorbias. I've missed these. I've pulled a load of them up. I'm going to pull more up. This is Euphorbia dulcis. Really nice one. If you've got this one, as I said before, it is a bit of an invasive cedar. I'm sorry, I'm just pulling out some weeds while I'm bending down, might as well. But look, so we've got some nice ones. I will take them out. That is not purpurea, that is dulcis. And it will do really well. Oh, look, there's several here as well. In fact, they're all over. I love them, honestly. Yeah, seed around, easy. Oh, there's an even bigger one here. Look at me. Oh, I get so excited. Look at that one. So even that one, I will take out and I will cut it halfway down so it clumps really nicely. In fact, some of these I will leave in here. Let them do the thing. Ah, here we go. We've got a flower on one so we can show you what the flower like. So that's its flower. But when it gets a bigger plant, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. These I never planted. I can't even remember the name of them. But I like them, so I leave them. They're all over in here. I'll put the name on the screen for you, because honestly I can't remember. Oh, it's looking good, this. That grass, that's looking brilliant. That's Miscanthus cosmopolitan. And can you believe I actually rescued one from a garden that I've started doing some work in. A big house, 3-storey, 4-storey high. It's actually a hall. And they threw it and burnt it. Threw it on a burning pile. And I rescued it. And I've got 3 or 4 plants out. In fact, I got 6 out of it because I gave 2 away to somebody who I thought would like it. And I think they do. And it's looking good. And it is guaranteed to flower, that one. Look at the growth. Isn't it great round here? Beautiful. Oh, and the fatsia. I said the fatsia would pick up, and it is starting to pick up now. So all the new growth there is doing well. I was a bit worried early on. Oh, we got another euphorbia here. And this is called Pekinensis. I've tried taking cuttings of that, but I failed last year. But actually, we've got some good ones this year, so we may be able to come back in and get... Oh, look, another dulcis. Look, told you, they're all over. That's good, I like it. Ah, there you go. There's the other Fatsia japonica with the geranium, another Johnson's blue. They were already here, as I said, Johnson's blue. And I've sort of picked a load up and pushed them around the garden just for the hell of it, really. This is Crocosmia. Was already in the garden when we moved. Can't remember if it was here, but they were all over the place. And this one's called Lucifer, or is a Lucifer seedling. So we leave that alone. And we looked here. It's a nice ace of this tree. We'll show you more about that in autumn when it really comes into its own. It looks really nice. This is a nice Aquilegia. I noticed this the other day. It's got a lovely dark leaf on it. A lovely dark leaf. It might be worth selecting that out and actually potting it on. There are Aquilegias like this. And I'm sure that's off of one of the main plants, but they're just like the colour. Wonderful. Weeds everywhere. There was no weeds here about 3 weeks ago, right up until the rain started again. And then all the weeds thought, yeah, let's grow and let's bug him. It's annoying for me, especially at the minute because of my hand. I've been messing about with these 3 box edges and I've shaped them into like a triangle. It's not very obvious at the minute, but it will be. As we get going, it'll be more obvious. I'll show you this as well while we're here. Okay, the bee hotel, if you want to call it that. You can see we've been successful this year. There's been little babies pushing out. I've got several of these and I've made some myself, which seem to be popular. Sold a couple at the last sale I was at. I only had 2 actually, but they make great gifts. Ace is looking good. Hydrangea's looking good. It was quite a nice coloured foxglove. I knew it was here because I've had several of those over the last 3 or 4 years. Because I just sprinkled seed around originally from 2 plants that I collected from a building, near a building, and I thought just sprinkle them around, let's see what happens, and looking good. This is a bit disappointing. This is Hakanakloa, and it's one called, let's show you, Benikazi. And it's supposed to be quite a tall one. It's not happy here, so we're going to lift that. We're going to get it going in a pot. We're going to lift it. It requires full shade, which it's getting here, but for some reason it's not doing very well. Oh, allium's looking good. Not as big as they are normally. This is Globemaster. They're not as big this year. I don't know if yours are the same. And then the Euphorbia, Cross Pasterii, looking good. Let's have a smell. See if it smells of honey. Oh, God, it does. God, that's really strong. It's beautiful. I love it now. I've come to absolutely love that plant. And I will not be removing it. Everything's looking good now. This border particular, everything's looking good. I've got some big stuff. The Cynara, I've had to take some of the leaves off. As you can see, look, it just gets so big. I mean, I never expected this to pop its head back up. It was actually dead and didn't appear for 2 years, and then one day it just appeared. Now, the downside is, it's blooming well affecting this Calamagrostis. So I am going to have to take that Calamagrostis out because it's never going to improve it. And the Miscanthus that I said wouldn't be affected by the rheum behind it is being affected by it, so we're going to have to remove some leaves. Now, this is the point where your rheum gets to. When it's pollinated, it goes to this colour, and that's the point, well, not just yet, but that's the point when you can remove the stems to protect the plant, because it's a sacrificial plant really. It'll lose all its leaves at this point, so I tend to take those off. But that looks great now, absolutely great. Wildlife dip pools are looking good. That nice trellis. Let's go over to the trellis, come on. Let's take you to the trellis. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's the colour. It's called Golden Queen. It's called Trellis chinensis, Golden Queen. Look at that colour. Takes your eyes out. It's a beauty. Likes the damp area. Again, look. Looming weeds. They're just growing. Can't do out about it. Just have to keep pulling them as and when I find them. And this Ligustitium, as I said, it's very early, and it is early. It's now starting to flower for me. It's basically a cow parsley. A very nice cow parsley, I like it. I've got loads of seedlings of those that I grew on from the original seed. And it's what they call monocarpic, so it can take probably 2 or 3 years before it actually starts flowering. But once it does, it dies. Now this one didn't. And I put that down to the fact that there might have been 2 seeds in there and I never spotted the other one that was in the same pot. But it'll get whiter than that. It's not there yet, but the whole plant does that, and I love it. I love these cow parsley looking plants. Wonderful. Geum, totally tangerine, everyone's favourite. Sterile, remember. So remember to keep clipping it back and it will keep flowering for you. It'll keep flowering anyway because of the fact it is sterile. Roses, here we are, we're close up now. Look at the show they're giving me this year. And when you're sitting here now, the smell is amazing in here. It's a shame we haven't got smelly vision yet. But we've got so many roses in here now, and I have to give this a hard cut. Once these first flush are over, I am going to have to go up there and clip it back down because it's doing so well. Never expected it to do this well at this point. And I have cleaned the window. You can see I've cleaned the window. You can see through it to the other side. So the rose is the same on this side and the other side. This is the Astrantia that I call Muriel's Gift, and is a very strong, robust Astrantia. Wonderful, massive flower heads, and they look nice. I don't think it's as good as the one I showed you earlier, Dark Desire, but nevertheless, it's a good, strong, robust plant. Here's another one. I am going to introduce that one as well. So while we're in here, we'll have a look at this side as well. Look, full of roses. Full of roses. Looking wonderful. Oh, it smells so nice in here. It really does. And here's my only clematis I've got left, called Dark Eyes. In fact, you can't make that one out, can you? And it tends to have these unusual colourings in it. But most of them do turn out pretty good. If you're looking for an allium with a scent, go for this one. I'll show you it. Its scent is amazing as well. People don't realise that some of them smell beautiful. And that one's called Allium atripurpureum. When you get your nose up to it, scented, beautiful. It's all doing well. This is another Calamagrostis. This one's called Avalanche. And what I like about this one, oh, I can't see it just yet, I'll show you again another week. When it pushes the seed heads up, it has a creamy stem. You can't see those yet, and I don't want to peel back the leaf because it'll wreck it. And it's a nice one, a nice clumper. Variegated, as you can see, not a big variegated fan, but I've plenty of time for that one. Very nice. The walking stick euphorbia that I keep telling you about, this one here. And this one's Excalibur. And I have done what I said this year. I've actually put this support in, and actually it's not needing it at the minute, but believe me, it will as it gets bigger, because it will flop a little bit. But it looks great, and it looks great with a pink. A good combination, acid green against pink. What a combination. And that's a fantastic euphorbia. That rose is looking good. That's the Himalayan musk rose. Let's get close to it. Show you the flower. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like it. And it does have a musky smell. It has wonderful stems, purple, red. All the new stems look great. And I'm growing this as a sort of a multi-stem, which you wouldn't normally do, but I am growing it as a multi-stem. Got 4 stems at the minute. We'll see what happens over time. That could change quite easily. Now, this grass, I showed you this grass some time back, and I said it was an Achnophorum calamagrostis. Now, is it? I'm not 100% sure. I'm hoping it is still, even though it's very upright. It could be, but I've got another one further up the garden, or in me nursery area, that's turned out to be Waldenbush that looks exactly the same as this, but actually, now looking at it, I think this is Achnophorum. Got to wait a bit longer, because what it does is it tends to flop over, which is a nice attribute, can you believe? Oh, the birch is looking nice. That's looking lovely. And then the other grass, Girava ichu, is about to send up some flowers. It's not Stipa tenuissima. Oh, there we go, we've got some already on it, there we go. So it's just starting. They become very long. We call them awns. So AWNS, awns. And they're beautiful. They're quite long, probably a foot long once they come out. There are other varieties very similar to it that are quite nice as well. Now this Astrantia, this is called Pink Pride. And I got this from my friend again who passed away. I went down to his nursery and collected this one. And it's quite a nice one. I'm thinking of splitting that. I want to leave it as it is at the moment this year. I just want it to settle in before I start taking splits or cuttings from it. We'll leave it alone. But it's a good one. It's looking good down this area. This is now establishing lovely. It's looking, oh God, I'm getting the scent of roses as well, because we've got this called Lilac Bouquet, another rose that's scented. Not as heavy as some, just more subtle, but nevertheless is there. And it's this white one. Oh no, the white one's not giving me the scent, so it must be Lilac Bouquet, or it could be, oh look at me, I'm all over the place, aren't I? Let's show you properly. There you go. A lovely rose. Don't forget, keep deadhead in. It's the future. And what we got down here? There's a little grass there. Now that could be an ornamental grass. The little green one. Could be Brachytricha. I don't know. It's interesting as to what it probably is. It probably ain't one at all, but who knows. This border's a little bit slower this year, because remember, this is the one that I took the cow drinker out of. So the plants themselves are not very well settled in yet. They're getting there. Definitely getting there. These are cracking, these are echinaceas. And somebody said to me that they thought that one there might be a Rudbeckia. But it's not. It's definitely an echinacea. Just got to wait to see which one it is. I have several echinaceas of different sizes and shapes, and it is definitely that and not a Rudbeckia. But I will show you that as it flowers, just to prove it. Nice Geum back there. Look at that red. I've moved it. I moved it from further up the garden because it's so nice. It's really bright. I don't know if it's looking as red as I'm seeing. Let's have a look. Let's get close to it. There you go. So that's really nice and in your face red. I like it. but I think it's Mrs. Bradshaw. I don't know, because I didn't take the label with it. Another phylloxera. This is what I mean about phylloxerums. They have dark stems. This is more purple, a deep purple, but black stockings retains its black. Oh, look at that up there. That's a nice view. The hosta in the middle, that's called Paul's Glory, and it doesn't do it justice, but it's just got these weird colours in the middle, almost luminescent. Another Sambucus, Black Tower, that I absolutely love. The original Black Tower is there. I've taken loads of cuttings this year. Hopefully we'll get those going as well. I have trimmed this one up. Oh, look at the black sky back there. We are threatened with thunderstorms today. Let's hope we get them. Not that we need them now, we've had loads of rain. Here's the Persicaria. Persicaria polymorpha, the one that smells of fox pea. There we go, it produces these. And here's a clumper, that's all it'll do. Do no more than that. In fact, while we're here, why don't we just have a look at that hosta? It's just caught my eye again. Let's have a look at it. Oh look, digitalis growing in the bamboo. Love it. I just leave them alone. So, see if you can make that out. It's like luminescent. And it's a beauty. It really is a beauty. And the violas are planted. Look how well they're doing. Remember, when you water every week, put some feed in it. Get them fed, and they'll reward you by keeping going as a flower, which they are doing. There's 3 or 4 other plants in there that you can't see. I didn't know it was going to do so well, this one. It's called Pink Kisses. Quite nice. I've got to mess about with this area because I'm not happy anymore with these. These are not performing as they should. So I've been watching what works and what doesn't, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn both of them into probably an alpine bed. Watch this space. If you're into your bamboos, here's one that I got from a friend of mine, and it has more of a, trying to find my way in without wrecking the camera, can't see it. Here we go, so it's a dark green stem. This one's called Bergenia. It's a really nice one, but it's a Phylostachys type, so please don't put Phylostachys in. I had this conversation yesterday, can you believe, while I was having the operation with someone, because they had a local anaesthetic so I could talk. And the lady said she had Phylostachys. I said, ooh, she's taking it out and put them in pots now. I said, that's the best thing you can do with them, because they will eventually run, irrespective of what they tell you. They tell you they're going to be all right. Probably not. They're probably going to run. Oh, look at this. In this colour, great. Look at the size of the leaves on this year. And I said before, if you cut it like a buddleia, it'll perform like a buddleia. And it has. It's producing those massive leaves. And it will flower. It's going to flower on top of each one of those. That's a flower. The other one's already flowering. The flower's not the best flower, I must admit, compared to some. Some are beautiful. This one's not great. But it's all right. But I've got it for its statuesque look. As you can imagine, more tower. It's called Black Tower, as I said. It's great. The grass border down there, as you know, that's the Cal Forster border, the Calamagrostis, Acutiflora Cal Forster border. And they are now coming up, the seeds. Another, I'd say about a week and a half, and they'll be another foot above them, and that's when we get the show going. That's when it starts to look like cornfields, like wheat, or barley rather, when it starts swaying in the wind. Fantastic. Okay, where are we? So this border's starting to come on nicely now. We've got another totally tangerine Geum in here, which I absolutely love. Remember, sterile, won't set seeds. And then this plant, which is doing the best it's ever done this year, and it's called Achillea racemosa. There's its seed, and it seems to take forever for them to open. And this year is no exception. It's taking forever again, but they will eventually open. It could be another month before they open. But I planted loads of stuff in here, so I planted some Verbena bonariensis in here just to fire up the show before we actually get the Miscanthuses going. They're not ready yet. So I've done a bit of a mixture in here, and I keep telling you about this Deschampsia, probably the best in my opinion, called Cabana Buta. and they are looking great this year. One of the most statuesque and strong Deschampsias I've ever had. Beautiful. And it's been good from the word go. When it started showing its leaves, it's so strong. And if I remember in a minute, I'll show you a seedling that my friend found, actually, who passed away. Luckily he gave me a split of it, so I've managed to keep it because I believe his are all dead now. And it's still on trial as a Deschampsia, and we'll see what we can do with that. But I've put this area, so I don't know if I showed you this on the last video. I've got a new seat. Kathy's been at me for ages, so I've finally got one. Garden seat, looking nice in this corner, and it'll come into its own very soon, that border. This border's looking good. I'm ever so pleased with this one now. I put this grass in here the other day. It's Lamprophysis hyaeronymii, and I used to talk about this a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. This is the original plant. I had it in a pot because it wasn't doing so great, and it needs, to be honest, needs 4 foot around itself because the leaves are very sprawling. But it'll be okay here because I can push the lawnmower through there. But the seeds are now out. Easy to get from seedlings, but you really need to protect it. If you're going to get a bad winter, it will kill small plants. This one's managed to survive several years, to be honest. That's all right. But a bad winter will finish it off. Hopefully that won't happen here. Very nice. And the weird thing about this one is it has 2 flowering periods. This is, what are we in now? June. Yeah, so it's about right. Probably a little bit earlier. May, June, it produces these, and then again, sort of September, it will send up a fresh new flush without any interference at all. It will just do it. It's just weird like that. So this is a great buddleia called Bergenia Bountiful, and it is starting to push out its flowers, which again I think are going to be massive, judging from that flower or flower stub. And what they can be like, some of the buddleias, is they could look like this for you. If you've got this, and it's quite common on buddleias, it's called the cucumber mosaic virus, and it's quite common in them all. It doesn't affect the plant. They do well. Just try and chop some out if you can. You've got to be careful because, you know, this plant in particular has quite a lot of it. So if I chopped all the ones out that had that viral bit in it, I probably won't have any plant left. But nevertheless, it will eventually get to this stage and it'll look good. So don't wreck your plant just for the sake of getting rid of that look, because to be honest, you want it for the flower. Yeah, so I finally cut this back down. I've taken some cuttings off of it. It's Aleagnus, and it's looking good, and the scent was amazing. In fact, there's another flower there. See if it's still scented. No, it's gone past now, but the scent down here when this was in full flower was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we might as well end up here, and I'll take you to the plant, or the grass, Deschampsia, that my friend found. This is some of the original that I've split into several plants. Now it's not there yet, but it looks like one of its parents, which is Cabana Buta, for its strength, and then for the colouring, which is not there yet, it will get there. It'll turn into a gold colour, and it's called Gold Schleyer. So they're the 2 parents, and hopefully it'll do it again, and it makes between 5 and 6 foot. That's what's amazing about it. It does get to that height, and it has more of a golden colour once it gets going. Now I have to be careful because I don't want it seeding around, because Deschampsias do. But you can see it's looking quite nice, but not there yet. I can show you another Gold Schleyer. This is more golden at the minute. You can see more golden, but that other one will become this. Just takes a bit of time with that one. And I am going to call it Mayan Gold, should it prove to be a good one. We've just got to wait. So I've got to keep that to myself until I prove it's stable, which it may not be. It's just a seedling, this. I thought this was... it's not what I thought it was. Oh, right, we'll wait. I'll not mention that anymore. We'll just wait. So, my area here is my standing out area from my nursery. And I've started selling plants again at 1 or 2 plant fairs, and I am taking splits and cuttings, as many as I can, ready for next season. We're a bit late this season to get booked into some of the plant fairs, so next season we hopefully will be getting to meet you all around at the plant fairs. This is a nice one. In fact, I've got anything that's in here I've got in my garden. Let me pull it out, because I did actually put this up for sale but nobody bought it. So here we go, there's the name, Aruncus Horatio. Only had it for £7. You have a look in a garden centre, see if you can find it first of all, and secondly, see if you can get it for that price. There's no chance. And it produces this lovely flower. So let's end here. This is my greenhouse. Look, millions and millions of cuttings. Millions, I'm exaggerating, aren't I? But a lot of cuttings. We continue to do it. I'll be taking some more today, even with my dodgy hand. I don't use my dodgy hand, don't worry. I'll put a bag over that. But we've got lots and lots of seedlings and cuttings that are all looking good. My greenhouse isn't big enough, that's the only downside. It's just not big enough. This is an interesting plant. This is called Kalanakoe. Oh, Choey. I don't know how you say it. Kalanakoe Delagoenensis, something like that. And it's called the mother of 1,000 plants. And it drops these little things off the ends, and then they grow below it. So I've been spreading it in other pots, and they're starting to grow. So those little plants, I'm growing a bank account there, because I should get some good money for them. But it's looking good in here, just not big enough. I just wish I'd got a bigger greenhouse. But this was a free greenhouse, so we're okay. There you go. And I said earlier, I was picking out seedlings. This is Euphorbia dulcis, and I've now seen those others. We're going to have those out today as well, because some will inevitably fail, so we need to be ready for that. But the garden's looking good. Okay, I'll talk to you on the next one. Ta-da.